Hey, what's up guys, Snooty Minotaur here. Today, we're going to talk about probably the biggest topic and the biggest thing that's happening with the Fortnite community right now, and that is obviously Fortnite OG. This is apparently going to be the new season that's going to be starting next week as of this video recording, and this is basically the hugest topic that everybody's discussing because there's so much hype around this season, also a lot of controversy surrounding the season, and I'll talk about that just a little bit later on in this video. But for those who don't know what I'm talking about here, let me give you a little backstory about this season and how we've gotten to this point. So there was a huge rumor back in around, I want to say, the beginning of this year, to where we were going to be getting in November, which is next week by the way for those who don't know, we were going to be getting a 1 month long season, something that has never happened in Fortnite before. And this was actually currently rumored, or was rumored, to be a collaboration season similar to the Marvel season in Chapter 2 Season 4, but it was going to be with Lego. I don't know if that collab is still happening, but obviously now that we know that this was actually not the case. And it seems like what Fortnite is doing and what Epic is doing is something crazy, something that a lot of people have been asking for, and that is the Chapter 1 map. It seems like we're going to be getting the Chapter 1 map back in Fortnite in its glory. This is pretty much almost confirmed at this point. There's a lot of evidence to back this up here, but we have to talk about the actual name here first. Fortnite OG, this is currently the running name for this season. That's why it is in quotations in the video thumbnail and obviously within the title of this video. But we actually do know the tagline for the season, and that is "Where we droppin'," a very famous phrase that a lot of people were saying during Chapter 1. Like, where are we dropping, boys? We go in Pleasant Park or Tilted Towers. Now obviously this isn't full-blown proof of this, but we have got a lot of other crazy information to talk about here. So shout out to the content creators who are getting packages, because they are receiving packages currently right now, and they have a bunch of teasers for the next season. And I will show the image on screen here. Shout out to the original person, by the way, who did actually take this picture and obviously posted it online. This is the image on screen here. There actually is quite a bit on here, but there's actually a screen that's actually showing gameplay from Chapter 1, believe it or not. But obviously the bigger thing and the bigger picture here are the contents inside of the box. Obviously there is a dog tag that actually says Fortnite OG on it, which is pretty interesting, and the logo is very high quality. There's also a vinyl, which is also pretty interesting, which we'll get into in just a sec here, because the vinyl actually has a really nice battle bus design, but on the back of it, it actually shows the Chapter 1 map, more specifically Chapter 1 Season 5. I'll continue on the boxes in just a sec here, but we're going to follow this up here, or I'm just going to follow it up here by saying this here. We actually kind of figured that we were going back to Chapter 1 Season 5, and it actually had to do with the beginning of Fortnitemares 2023. We actually had a loading screen introduced into the season, which actually shows the date 7/12/2018. For those who don't follow the storyline, Kato Thorne actually has a time machine, and that's how he's getting all these random mythics and things like that. Well, this date, if you actually type it in on Google, this is actually the date to when Chapter 1 Season 5 started. And not to mention, at one of the POIs, which actually got updated last week as this video recording, there actually is a bunch of props that are actually from Chapter 1 Season 5. So I don't know what this could all mean, but it definitely leans more towards the fact that we're going back to the Chapter 1 map. But just like a Billy Mays commercial, but wait, there's more. We have to talk about the pins here. Once again, full credit goes to the person who did show these online. Now, each pin actually correlates to a different season, and this actually kind of means something as well here. As you can see, each pin actually correlates from Seasons 5 of Chapter 1 to Season X. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, why is this the case here? Well, the rumor from this season was that we would actually be doing something crazy with this season, or what Epic's been doing with crazy, something insane with this season. I'm sorry if I'm jumping up my words there because I'm just way too excited for this, but it seems like we're going to be going through different seasons each week. Which that just sounds insane. Like, I don't know how they're gonna pull this off, because this sounds crazy if this is gonna be the case here, because there is no way that they just put these pins in here just to show, hey, these correlate to some seasons but not all of them, because obviously they didn't include seasons 1 through 4 on here. And obviously with the in-game teasers and everything correlating to this with all the rumors and leaks coming around this, it definitely seems like this is going to be the case here. Now, this is just absolutely craziness here, because this isn't even all the information that we have here for right now as this video recording, because obviously I can't talk about every single thing in this video, because obviously there's going to be more information coming out about this season. But we actually have some interesting information, something that has basically split the community in half, and that is the removal of a lot of very important things that we have, most notably the movement systems that we've gotten from Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. They are actually removing tactical sprinting and climbing during Fortnite OG, which is what I'm going to call it throughout this video. Now, there's a clear reason to why they're doing this, and that is because obviously they want to make this as authentic as possible to Chapter 1, which I commend them for that big time, but I don't think I would have minded this being in here, because what is going to happen with zero build? Because more or less a lot of these features and these like new types of movements were mostly made for zero build, and it's confirmed that zero build is staying in. The only thing that they're going to be doing realistically is adding zip lines, which I think is an awesome thing to do, don't get me wrong, but I think the tactical sprinting and climbing should have stayed in. And even like swimming, I heard rumors about swimming being removed, which that's just going to be absolutely so stupid in my opinion, which I can 100% commend them for trying to make this into a full-blown Chapter 1 recreation, probably with modern graphics that we have now, because that's gonna look amazing, I won't lie. But here's something which I wanted to say here. Would you have all minded this staying in? Because honestly, I think this would have been a pretty big beneficial thing, especially for zero build. Again, just like going back to that, it's just like zero build is not made for this map at all. You can even put this with Chapter 2's map as well. Both those maps were not made specifically for zero build. And if you all know and remember the Chapter 1 map, for those who played it, there is a lot of open fields and there are so many freaking hills and just mountains, especially around like Pleasant Park. There's like, I think 6 or 8 of them over there. Like, that's crazy. And I've seen a lot of people very much mixed online about this. I am more or less in the middle about it. It's just like, I would have loved for this stuff to be in here, because honestly I think this actually would have spiced up the gameplay quite a lot, having all the features that we have inside of Fortnite currently right now, like augments, the bounty system, the gold system, things like that being on this map. I think that would actually be an amazing idea, but I can understand why they are actually going against this. They want to make this as authentic as possible, as I've just said previously in this video, and I commend them for that. I can definitely respect that, but I don't think it would be a bad idea if they would have gone through with this, because it's pretty much confirmed at this point that all this stuff is being removed, which that is absolutely sad, but I can understand it, and you know, it is what it is. Now, before I end this video, I wanted to really discuss this here with you all. What do you think the battle pass is going to be like? Because a lot of people were throwing out the ideas that they would bring back older battle passes for people to complete, like, let's say season 5, for example, since that's technically coming back in the map form. They would bring back that battle pass and maybe compensate people for who originally had that battle pass with some form of like edit styles or something. I don't think that would have been the case at all. My guess is that they're going to most likely do something similar to Chapter 1 Season X, and that is give us a remixed battle pass with very famous skins and just iconic cosmetics from Chapter 1. I think that would make the most sense for them to go in that route. I don't know if they would do how normal battle passes have been doing recently, and that is obviously adding in a collab. While I wouldn't mind that, would that ruin the whole point of an OG themed battle pass? And that's considering the fact, because back in Chapter 1 there was not a single collaboration skin whatsoever inside of a battle pass. Obviously it started in Chapter 2 Season 2 with Deadpool, but I digress. I really hope this season is good, because it seems like they are hyping up this season by a lot by having OG loot. I didn't even talk about that because that was just, there's so much information I couldn't talk about here, but this could either be really good for the game or it could be pretty bad. The only way we can tell is when this actually releases to the public next week. But ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts about this season? I would love to know down below in the comment section. Are you excited? Are you hesitant of this season? And or what would you really like to see during Fortnite OG? I would love to know down below in the comment section. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did happen to enjoy this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, aka my X account. Socials are all on screen. Thank you all so much for watching. I love every single one of you. Remember, everyone, it's always good to take chances.